What's up, y'all? It's January 17th, 2024, and we are in this episode. Let me, it's not an episode. It's not an episode. It's an issue. This issue of Jet. This is a really boring issue. The cover stories are lame. Hot spots of sin. No, you would think that this would be interesting. It is not. Nat King Cole, definitely not interesting. And this is a unflattering picture. Man, I want to show y'all something real quick. But I was like, don't be all up in my face. Don't be all up in my face. Now this they must have been doing some Photoshop back in the day. Cause this face and this face are not the same. And I believe this is the real face. But go off. All right. But we're gonna do hot spots of sin because I never really cared for Nat King Cole or his daughter. Um, but then again, I didn't really listen to him. But I'm going to after saying what I just said. But let's get into these hot spots of sin back in the 50s. Okay, nothing new under the sun, y'all. Folks been wilding, doing the most. It's not a new occurrence. Okay, hot spots of sin. Pinpointed on police maps of cities across the U.S. are dozens of crossroads of sin that are breeding grounds of every species of criminal listed on police blotters. From these centers of crime graduate a steady stream of gamblers, dope peddlers, prostitutes, and murderers who fan out into many decent Negro neighborhoods and give even these respectable communities a bad reputation. Mm, mm, mm. Bringing us down. Police stations near these hot spots of sin do a land office business. What that mean? And in at least one city, Chicago, the local Flatfoots ruefully boast that they run the world's busiest police station, despite efforts of the Keith whatever committee to root out the confidence men policy. I gotta look up what it is. I'm sorry. That's just how I do. Keith Forward. What is that? Committee. What is that? What is that? What's that? We gotta look into that. What is that? Okay, what is that? Come on now. You saw me. You see what I'm trying to do. I couldn't let it go. We ain't gonna let it go. We gotta know what it is. Okay. What is this? What is this? Is this old or this is new? Okay, let's see. Let's go to Wikipedia. I ain't going to the Senate one because they're gonna start taking you down, down, down. Okay, okay. This is Frank Costello. Okay. The United States Senate Special Committee to Investigate Crime and Interstate Commerce was a special committee of the U.S. Senate, which existed from 1950 to 51, which investigated organized crime, which crossed state borders in the U.S. It popularly became known as the Kefauver Committee because of its chairman. Um, the term capo di tutti capi. What's that mean? Okay. That is a term used to indicate a supremely powerful crime boss in the Sicilian or American mafia. Okay. All right. But let me look at this man. Look at him. Look at him. Look. He look real wholesome. So you know that mean he wasn't. Let's see. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if it's true. Madisonville, Tennessee. Okay, Tennessee. How you die? Let's see what he did. Okay, he taught math. Okay, go Vols. Attended University of Tennessee. But where's the T? We trying to see the T. Um, let me see. I know it's got to be something about this man. He had a mild heart attack. Uh, mm, nothing. Okay, so maybe he really was wholesome. Maybe he really was. Let me see what y'all got here. What y'all got here? What's this? Crime documents. Cause baby, what is this? What is this? Ooh, what is this? They blame crime movies and comic books for the moral corruption of American teenagers, just like the video game. So the crime movies and the comic books was getting them down to the 50s. Um, and now it's the video games and the music. Basically, kids just bad. Kids just bad. You gotta stay on them. You gotta stay on them. Except for Knox, she ain't bad. Anyway, let's go back to this. All right. The efforts of the Kefauver. I gotta get this name. Kefauver Committee to root out the confidence men, policy operators, bookies, hustlers, and bootleggers who infest these Negro areas. Overlords of these vice-ridden Negro neighborhoods continue to elude the federal dragnet. Man, they got some words up in here, don't it? Little phrases, the dragnet, the flatfoots, the what's a land office business? I don't know what that is. Do I have to look it up? What is a land office business? What is a land? Is a land? Ugh. Go back. Land office business. Okay, what's that mean? What does that mean? This is how you read. Let me tell you. This is what you gotta do. If you don't know what something means, look it up. You have no excuse. Um, what? The meaning is extensive and rapid business. Okay, that means a booming or thriving business. What? Why? Why? Where did that come from? Oh, look at that. Somebody already asked. I don't like that. Don't use that phrase. But now y'all have a new word to use. Land office business. A lively, booming, expanding, or very profitable business. Okay. 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 Now we know. All right, so moving forward. In many instances, scattered police attempts to wipe out the honky tonks and backroom businesses fail because of political connections in high places, which the Vice Kings openly brag about. So the corruption is at the top. Spiritual wickedness in heavenly places or in high places. Okay. City by city, the crossroads of vice in Negro neighborhoods reads as follows. In Detroit, Adams and Hastings streets in the center of Paradise Valley, which is the Auto City slum area. I was looking that up. I think they're like it's been what they call it urban renewal or gentrification now. Then in Washington, 7th and T Streets Northwest in the teeming Negro Rialto, not far from Griffith Stadium. What is Rialto? What is that? What is a Rialto? What's a Rialto, y'all? What is that? Come on now. Give me my word. Give me my word. Okay. All right. Here we go. What's that? What's that? What's a Rialto? What's that? Whew. Is there like yo, why is this going so slow? I will come back to that. 7th and T Streets, from what I read in 2022, it's it's dusty. I don't know what a Rialto is, but I'm imagining that it's not a dusty. Look at this. We're gonna have to skip you. We're gonna have to skip you. Rialto. All right. Then in New York, 126th Street and 8th Avenue, which is called the Alley District of Harlem. I don't know about that. I did look up something that it was like a co-work space, so I imagine that you don't usually have co-work spaces in bad areas of town, but whatever. I don't think any of these places were like really bad at this point. Maybe this one. 'Cause it's like a rundown ghetto where hoodlums thrive. But anyway, Chicago, Oakwood, and Drexel Boulevards, which is but a stone's throw from Lake Michigan, but infested with dope peddlers. I saw this video, I think of Lake Michigan. And it was like ice waves, and I was so disturbed. I was like, ugh, ugh. Los Angeles, Central Avenue and Fifth Street, not far from City Hall, but a rundown ghetto where hoodlums thrive. I'm just gonna assume Los Angeles is Woo Child, because all of them folks came to Nashville complaining. That's I don't know. Philadelphia, South Street and 15th Street, and narrow row of taverns and hock shops, which are like pawn shops, where winos have a hangout and policy hums. What is a policy hum? I'm not gonna look that up because this is acting crazy. In Cleveland, Ohio, Cedar Avenue and 30th Street, where number operators have their headquarters. Okay. Louisville, Kentucky, 7th and Walnut Street, where backroom gambling and cheap liquor joints operate just one step ahead of the law. All right. Uh from these corners come a majority of Negro underworld characters who are spawned in the poverty of the slums. Every conceivable racket to make a quick buck operates from central headquarters at these crossroads. Typical of an underworld hoodlum who had his beginnings on one of these corners, and there are hundreds of them, is Red Dylan Morrison, once of Harlem and Washington. Currently, his address is the Atlanta Penitentiary. Several years ago, Morrison, a sallow complexioned young man with a penchant for fat, flashy clothes, drove his cream colored Cadillac convertible from Washington's teeming T Street district to Lower Harlem and set up shop as a dope agent. Let me see if I can look him up. I already looked him up. Red, Red Dylan Morrison. There we go. Him right here. Can we get a picture? Oh, what's a Rialto? It's a central city. I got a picture. The musical gangster. Okay. You got a picture. You got a picture of him. He came from Alabama. Um. Oh. Oh. It's him in the center. It's a bad picture. Um. All right, we ain't gonna read all that. We already reading something else. We can't read all that. We ain't about to read your life story. All right. But y'all saw that bad picture of him. He prospered under the benevolence of Harlem's notorious Big Joe Richards, undisputed boss of the Seaboard Negro Rackets. Oh, from what I read, Red Dylan Morrison had like $1 million heroin business, whatever. Um, Big Joe Richards. Uh, he was involved in many gunfights from which he escaped unscathed. He menaced local Harlem gangsters and got away with it. Was once beaten up by a rival dope agent while he lay in a Sydenham hospital bed. Not you got beat in the bed. Yet he was idle to many cafe society women until the FBI finally convicted him on dope charges, sent him to Atlanta. In late years, police um, what is a her policy bank? I'm not looking it up. Because when I think of policies, I think of title policies. Have linked Baltimore and Washington to Harlem as an underworld circuit. Now they have been able to add Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, Miami, and Los Angeles as major spokes in the wheel. Huge quantities of marijuana, heroin, cocaine, and other narcotics are dumped on the market in New York, which District Narcotic Supervisor Boyd Martin of Washington says is the cancerous heart of the heroin traffic. Despite claims to the contrary, prostitution too is still flourishing. I feel like the volume just got higher. Sonic back there turning up. Turn it down, please. Despite Despite claims to the contrary, prostitution too is still flourishing in many of these hotspots of sin. In Harlem, for example, one enterprising lady of the night hired a panel truck, outfitted it with equipment necessary to her trade, so a bed, and was making a small fortune until police caught up with her. Accompanied by her girls, she would park in likely neighborhoods and have two of the girls get out and pretend to be changing a tire. When gallant males happened by and offered help, they were promptly solicited and invited into the truck. Is this like the precursor to Dick Dash? I don't know what Dick Dash is about, but I can only imagine that it has something to do with prostitution. How long Vice will continue to flourish in these hotspot areas is a moot question. Periodically, reform movements cause law enforcement to crack down, but Vice, like the proverbial cat, has many lives. It returns, often bigger than ever, under the benevolent, protective eyes of crooked politicians. hmm Some feel that federal intervention will help check the underworld crowd, but basically, these hotspots of sin are a local problem that need a police crackdown on a local level. Some people say that it is a federal, national problem, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's what they got. That's all I got. Is this done recording? Okay, yeah. That's it. It for today. Hopefully tomorrow's more interesting. I think it will be. Okay.